going on with your big homies? This is your boy Malcolm, and we back with some more anime news for this week. I hope everybody's having a great week. Love you guys to death. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, who remembers Vampire Night? I'm not gonna lie to you, it was not my favorite anime. It was not. I watched it when I was younger, and I think I probably got through most of the episodes, and I was confused by the premise of the fact that this love triangle that you had, but then you wind up selling on the fact that you have to marry and procreate with your uncle, cousin, best friend, brother, sister. Like, the guy was everything. But it started out kind of okay, and then it just started diverging into some type of big conspiracy within the school, hunters and stuff like that. I actually stopped looking at the anime and started reading the manga, and the manga it explains a little bit better, but at the same time, it still was a no go for me. But for people who did enjoy the anime, the collection is now coming out on Blueray. So if you wanted to own it, if you wanted to have it in your spots, obviously more people now streaming anime more than actually owning DVDs. But I own 5 Blu-rays of my most favorite animes, which would be Naruto, Outlaw Star, Big O, Dragon Ball Z, and G Gundam. Those are like my favorite animes. I have more favorite animes, but those animes, growing up with, those are my favorite. Everything else I kind of stream. So, if you want to pick it up, it's out on Blu-ray and digital. They say you can order it, and you can pick up a copy of Vampire Night. Now, let's talk about this live action Cowboy Bebop. So, I watched the trailer. I actually just watched the trailer this morning, right before making this video. And it doesn't look too bad. It looks a little cheesy. And I think it goes back to, again, in one of my earlier videos, can live action adaptation movies tell a good story? Can it tell a coherent story? We all know the story of Cowboy Bebop. We all know the plot. We all know the twists and turns. We all know Spike Jet Faye. We all know how it turns out. One of the best anime endings, in my opinion. But let's face it. As I was watching this trailer, the thing that gets me about it is that it's trying to have this spin on this nostalgic art style that we all are going to dig and enjoy, but at the end of the day, it comes off so not very good, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure that it has plenty of upvotes. I'm sure it has a decent amount of downvotes because people just don't want this being live adapted. Let's face it, if you have a very, very, very strong popular thing and you deep down in your heart are not going to give it a chance no matter what, you're not going to give it a chance no matter what. If you know they're going to do something damaging to it, like Netflix and their live adaptations of animes, they have damaged some of those brands and some of those people nostalgia about that anime. But at the end of the day, as we're looking at it, you can see hints of what the story is. I don't like the fact that at the end of the day, you have all these episodes, and I see you're going to try to combine episodes, but I honestly don't think that this is going to be as good as what Netflix is making us believe in, or you know, people who is just like, we're just gonna give it a chance. And I'm like, that's all we can do. We can just give it a chance and hope for the best. I don't want it to fail. I don't want it to lose money. But I mean, if it does fail and lose money, that's on the writers and the directors. That's on Netflix. If you just don't make a good movie, then you just don't make a good movie. Period. You know. So at the end of the day, look at it, review it, see how you like it, and it may be good. It may be. I'm not a Debbie Downer. I hope it's good, right? You know, so I'm not gonna steer my homies in the wrong way, saying that she should and should not look at it. Now, CBR has a story about how much Sasuke matters to Naruto, and how much Naruto means to Sasuke. And to be very, very, very honest with you, if we had no idea how much Sasuke actually needs Naruto to balance him out in the more, the morale department, and the having that conscience, that type of, hey, this is my brother moment. I mean, in Boruto, let's face it, Sasuke is, to me, the Danzo character. You know how the third Hokage had the Shadow Hokage, which was Danzo. Like, that's kind of what Sasuke is to me, to Naruto, except on a very, very, very more mature, not hateful, and not deceitful level, causing all types of problems like Danzo did. And the fact of the matter is that at any point in time, if Naruto was to be incapacitated or missing or whatever else, Sasuke technically would step up to be Hokage, because technically he is the second strongest person, in the village. I mean, you could pull Kakashi out of retirement, but the man's retired, you know. And then and if Sasuke incapacitated, then who else would take over for the Hokage position? Really, the only people that can take over would be Orochimaru and Sakura. And as much as we like to, dig on Sakura, Sakura technically is at least the strongest female character in the show, and Orochimaru is just wherever you want to be Orochimaru to be. That man, person, he's just there, or should I say they? Them is just there. So, but at the end of the day, when Naruto was fighting for his life with Ashiki, and I love how Naruto and Sasuke are always amazed by the new abilities that they have. If Sasuke doesn't see the ability that Naruto knows how to do, he's flabbergasted. But he's not jealous like he was as a kid. He's just like, man, how long have you had this hidden away? It's the same thing with Naruto. And so that respect for each other's abilities was always made them a great tag team partner and understanding each other. Because let's face it, Sasuke could have killed Naruto a couple times when he was younger, but he never did because of the psychological bond that both had with each other. So at the end of the day, Naruto is much loved by Sasuke and vice versa. And just to have the brotherly bond that they have now is amazing to see. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you already know how I feel about Boruto. But at the end of the day, even in Boruto, I can see the love that Sasuke has for Naruto. Like CBR is talking something like, oh, but after the current war against Ashiki and Kurama's death, the love is spotted in how Sasuke's leg was used as a pillow to cushion Naruto's head. The Hokage was out cold after the battle, with his mind in the astral plane saying goodbye to the nine-tailed demon fox, yet Sasuke was taking care of his physical frame. of course, like Sasuke knows how important Naruto is to the village, and the way this anime is going, and I hate to say it like this, but did not Naruto's father die young? Did Naruto not lose his parents when he was young, when he was a baby? And at least Boruto and Himawari was able to enjoy their father, but everyone is under the belief that Naruto and Sasuke are going to die, or at least Naruto's going to die. And the fact is that Naruto is only but in his early 30s. Now, I do believe his father did die younger because his father did become Hokage really quickly. But I mean, his father was a beast. But it's just to see how this storyline is kind of playing out. And the simple matter is the fact that even though they're trying to distance themselves from Naruto, they can't escape certain things. Like both of them having the issues they have with their parents and not having parents, or having issues with, growing up or accepting themselves, or, they try different, but like, oh, Boruto doesn't want to be Hokage, or it's actually a Uchiha who wants to be Hokage this time. And which I think that's refreshing because we haven't had a, Uchiha Hokage, obviously for obvious reasons. Thank you, second Hokage. And Black Setsu. Let's Black Setsu. But at the end of the day, the parallel between Sasuke and Naruto is like one is night, one is day. One is sunshine, one is the moon. The village cannot run without Sasuke and Naruto at the helm, or at least it cannot run efficiently. Like I said, there's not many people that's going to be backed up, like who's going to be the next, Hokage. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kono could be Hokage, but he's not there at that point yet. He's nowhere near strong enough, he might have political sense because of who his grandfather was, but he's nowhere near strong enough and charismatic enough as of yet to actually take on that mantle. So he could be the Hokage while serving, as a holder in a sense until Satoru actually grows up and, gets all the requirements, becomes an S-rank ninja to, take that spot. But it's very interesting how they made this article, because let's face it, we all knew this. Like CBR is making an article about things that we already knew. And the fact of the matter is that, at one point in time, this point here is when I think Sasuke finally had acknowledged deep down inside, truthfully, that, this boy at the time, now man, can fully push me to being the best that I can be. You comparing strength to each other. And I think somebody had brought it up to me a long time ago. It was like Sasuke was always jealous of Naruto's growth, and it was just Naruto. Sasuke wasn't mad that, say, Shikamaru had made Chunin first. He wasn't mad about that. He was mad about the fact that Naruto was sitting there fighting, Shikaku, the One Tail, and he had just learned the Rasengan versus Sasuke Chidori, and saw how much damage you did. Because at the end of the day, Sasuke had recognized Naruto as a potential barrier and a potential stepping stone and a potential friend. And to see Naruto catching up to him, it tested his moral and ideals behind whether or not revenge was the best way of going about doing things. And in the end, Sasuke chose to run away. Why? Because the revenge was so strong, yet you had a person who was trying to low-key get you off that revenge train, and you were so deep down in your own darkness that you realized that that light was trying to shine through, and you couldn't have that. You got scared. You got scared. You were scared of Naruto not because of the potential. You were scared to be friends and truly understand Naruto's stance. So you ran away, and that started the whole Sasuke retrieval arc and all that stuff like that. So you were scared of the growth. You weren't really scared of the growth. You were scared of being happy. You were scared of being uh, part of a team, part of a family, because you had already lost your family, due to your brother's actions, which then would due to Madara's actions, which aka was due to Alberto's actions, which was due to Black Setsu's actions. So Team 7 is always been, you know, amazing, and I, you know, wish the best for Boruto, but I'm not looking at the show like that again unless something major happens. So, and we're going to wrap up everything with Catwoman. Catwoman. Who boy. So, let's face it. When they come out with anime style Marvel and DC movies, most of them are just basic. And when I saw this come across my timeline, I was like, okay, um, why? Because I don't have an issue with Catwoman, as she is predominantly a villain, but more of an anti-hero. I don't have a problem with Catwoman at all. I don't have a problem with her. I don't have problems with her iterations. Like, let's face it, Catwoman with Halle Berry in it was just fan service for Halle Berry. The movie was not good. Batwoman has been in a couple animated movies before, and Batwoman is actually a great superhero. I just won't watch the CW because I don't know what they were thinking with that whole scenario, but that's not what we're talking about. But the Catwoman movie that's coming out, animated, should you watch it? Well, I'm not going to tell y'all what to do, so y'all can view it. And y'all let me know how it is because I'm not gonna watch it. I was just reporting on some rather unknown things that may or may not be coming out that may tickle y'all fancy. So if this is what y'all into, if this is what's gonna get y'all in there to watching more anime, more cartoons, because about me, the whole thing. I'm all about bringing people into the community, healthy people into the community with open mindsets. If this what gets you to watching and enjoying this content, then by all means, here it is. So like I said, the film will launch on Blueray, 4K Ultra HD, and digitally on February 8th of next year. So let me see, we have, so because the anime style picks up with Catwoman as she attempts to steal a priceless jewel. The heist puts her squarely in crosshairs with both powerful, consortium of villains and the ever resurfacing Interpol as well as Batwoman. So, of course, it's about Catwoman stealing because she steals. That's her main, evilness is that she steals. So, hey, got something right there for you guys. I hope y'all, enjoyed the video. I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope that everything goes well in your lives with you and your family. I actually will be starting a gaming channel soon, and I just need to buy the equipment and get everything set up. But look out for that within the next coming weeks. So, peace out, big homies.